Hi guys! Welcome to another video ng pre-lab discussion natin sa VETA 65. Okay? So, this time, I'm trying to improve sa ating mga lecture video or laboratory videos. As you can see, naka-headset na ako. Alam ko may mga magre-reklamo sa inyo na pangit ang audio ng mga previous kong video. Pero hopefully, ngayon mas malinaw na. Mukha lamang talaga akong streamer sa Twitch. So, pero syempre, kung Twitch talaga yon mas mataas yung camera, kita yung keyboard at saka mouse movements. Pero ito, pwede na to, di ba? Ang mahalaga, naririnig nyo na ako na maayos. Alright, so ang topic natin ngayon ay organs of the digestive system. Coming from the buccal cavity, papunta hanggang sa anus. Pero dahil naisip nyo, na-discuss naman na natin yun sa anatomy, sa gross anatomy, ang haba-haba noon. So, hahatiin natin siya into two portions, two parts. So, this is the organs of the digestive system. One, magsimula tayo sa oral cavity. Yung boundary mismo ng oral cavity. Ano ba nagbabound sa oral cavity? That is yung nakikita nyo gumagalaw-galaw, the lips. Okay? We are talking about the lips. Lips, of course, is a combination of two types of tissues. Meron tayong cutaneous tissue, yung nasa labas, yung skin, and a labial tissue, yung nasa loob. Diba? Yung kulay pula. Yung kissable. Yung kulay pula, yung nilalagyan ng lipstick. So that is, of course, the lips. Okay, now in this microscope, this is, ano kaya ang side ito? Skin side or labial side? That is of course a skin side. The skin side. Paano natin nasabi? Nakikita nyo to? This one? Yung mga yan? Ano nga uli? Yung layer na yan? That is the stratum corneum. Diba? Present pa rin yan. Yan yung libag. Diba? Pwede pa rin natin yan tanggalin dyan. Okay? So, ikutin lamang natin yung ating organ. As you can see, we still have the stratum corneum. Diba? Stratum corneum. Then, going down to the other side of the organ. So you can see, nagkakaroon na ng kulay yung nucleus ng cells dito sa malphigian layer ng skin. Up to this section, wala na halos tayong makita ng stratum corneum and even stratum lucidum. Look at this layer, section. As in, wala na talaga tayo nakikitang stratum corneum. Nakikita na lang natin is yung malphigian layer. So, this is the labial surface na ng lips. Okay? Now, the labial surface of the lips, marami tayong makikitang capillaries. So, those structures are capillaries. Mga blood vessels yung makikita natin dyan. Kaya, they would look like red. Okay? Also, meron tayo nakikita mga labial glands which secretes here in the surface of the labial surface para hindi mag-dry up ang labi ng animals. Para kissable nga daw talaga ang labi ng ating animals. Now, other structure na ating mapapansin. Ano kaya itong tissue na yan? Adipose tissue. Diba? Adipose tissue yung mga yan. So, this organ, mayaman pala siya sa adipose tissue. Dito na tayo sa kabilang side. Look at this side. So, may makikita tayong mga capillaries, adipose tissue, and loose connective tissue. So, kung just looking at the types ng tissue na nandito sa lips, Anong ma-observe natin kaya sa kanyang texture kapag hinawakan natin ang lips? That should be soft, pliable. Diba? Kasi marami siyang adipose tissue at saka loose areolar connective tissue. Okay? Kaya nga, most likely kissable yan. Ano pa ating nakikita? May nakikita tayong smooth muscle cells. Okay? And towards here, sana kita pa siya, merong striated muscles. So this striated muscle is the orbicularis oris. Okay? Yang muscle cells na yan. Okay? So makikita iyan, of course, sa lips ng animal. Again, meron siyang cutaneous surface at meron siyang sa other side labial surface. Okay, so that is the lips of the animal. Moving on to the tongue, dila. Okay, so magsimula tayo dito sa kanyang free end, sa dulo ng dila. That's the tip of the tongue. Ano mapapansin natin sa kanya? Ano ating makikita? Okay, here, in the dorsal surface ng tongue, may makikita tayong mga papilla. So, those are the papilla. In plural, lingual papillae. Okay, marami tayong makikitang iba't ibang shapes ng lingual papilla na nasa dorsal surface ng tongue. Now, ano kaya naman makikita sa ventral surface ng tongue? So, di ba hindi naman siya ginagamit na for mechanical movement ng food sa loob ng oral cavity. So we can see here that the ventral surface of the tongue, it is actually made up of or lined by stratified squamous epithelium, diba? And some smooth muscle cells and irregular DWFCT. Okay? Sa gitna ng tongue, napapansin nyo yung ating tongue, it is of course under voluntary control. So it should be muscular in structure. So yung pinakadulo ng tongue ng animal, look at their muscle bundles, maliliit. No? Maliliit yung muscle bundles na nasa dulo ng tongue. So less ang movement niyan. Compared to the caudal portions, meron tayong iba't ibang bundles, iba't ibang arrangement ng muscle tissue. So as you can see here, if this is longitudinal ang cut, paganon yung kanyang fibers kasi nakikita natin siya as cross-section sa isang longitudinal section. So perhaps this is perpendicular to the long axis ng tongue, ang arrangement ng bundles na ito. Whereas this one follows the dorsal and ventral orientation naman ng muscle bundles. Meron din tayo makikitang craniocaudal orientation ng muscle bundles or parallel to the longitudinal axis ng tongue. Okay, so those are the muscle bundles na makikita natin sa ating tongue. So that is why naipapagalaw nyo or nagagalaw ng animals na maigi ang kanilang tongue. As you can see here in the caudal portion ng tongue, it is more or less made up of muscle tissue. Kaya nga sabi ko sa discussion ng sa head and neck ng cattle, ang sarap ng lengua, yung tongue ng baka kasi it is pure meat. It is pure meat. Okay? So this is not of course cattle kasi here may nakapapansin pa tayong mga adipose tissue in between the muscle bundles. Okay? May mga blood vessels tayo nakikita. Okay. So that is the bulk ng meat of the tongue. Punta na tayo sa dorsal surface ng tongue. Now, ang function ng tongue is, of course, di ba, form always, function follows form, form follows function. Okay, ano ba ang ginagawa ng tongue? Aside from phonation na ginagamit natin sa as humans. In animals, for example, sa ruminant, it is being used as the prehensile organ. Okay? So, siya yung bumubunot ng damo sa animals. Now, in cats, it is used for lapping fluids, also in dogs. Okay? More or less, makakapa natin kung hawakan natin yung dila ng ating animal. Medyo magaspang. Bakit kaya? Dahil yan dito sa mga filiform papilla. Filiform papillae. Can you see that? That is the spine of the filiform papilla. Maghanap tayo ng buo. This is a whole filiform papillae. Papilla. Nag-iisa, di ba? Okay? So that is filiform papilla. Tingnan nyo yung direction noong spine noong filiform papilla. It is directed caudally. No. So, para kapag dumila sila sa isang structure, para siyang nagiging adhesive, natatanggal niya yung ibang tissue kapag dinilaan niya yung structure na yon. Okay? Nakukuha niya yung material. Kaya kapag hinawakan niya siya, matigas or magaspang talaga ang dila ng pusa. In other sections, may makikita tayong mga conical papilla, just like that of filiform papilla. Siya ay mechanical type ng papilla. So, wala siyang gustatory function. Wala siyang taste function. Okay? Now, ano, Doc, yung gustatory function? Ibig sabihin ng gustatory type ng papilla, meron siyang mga taste buds. So, ibig sabihin may taste centers, may taste nerve endings sa mga region na yun. Okay? So, one example of a gustatory type ng papilla ay ito. A foliate papilla. A foliate papilla mukha siyang leaves. Diba? Mukha siyang leaves. Tingin tayo nung mukhang leaves talaga. Ito, diba? Mukhang nahiwalay siya. Now, especially this one, mukha na siyang tree. May nakikita tayo naka-separate na leaves. Okay? So, those are foliate type of papilla. Okay? Again, they are still lined by mucosal tissue. Pero may pailan-ilan na dyan na taste buds. In this type of section, kakaunti ang nakikita natin taste bud. Perhaps this one, kaya lang masyado siyang maliit. Pangit ang kulay. Tingnan na lang natin dun sa next type ng papilla. Okay? But again, this is the foliate type of papilla. It is gustatory type ng papilla. Punta tayo sa another type ng papilla, the circumvallate papilla. Circumvallate papilla. Sa circumvallate papilla, ang makikita natin dyan ay yung isang buong structure. You can actually see this via your naked eye. As in, kitang-kita nyo talaga yung circumvallate papilla. So usually, we can count, in dogs, we can count 5 circumvallate papilla. In horses, kitang-kita na meron siyang 2 sa caudal portion ng kanyang tongue. Okay? So this is the whole structure of a circumvallate papilla. Bilog siya, kitang-kita niyo siya. Then, may makikita tayo sa kanyang periphery. na mga furrows. Ibig sabihin, mga depression papunta doon sa ilalim. And the whole structure is being lined with taste buds. So those are actually taste buds. Okay, taste buds of the circumvallate papilla. Ganyan ang itsura ng taste buds. Tingnan natin siya deeper. Ang taste buds. Okay, we have two types of cells sa isang taste bud, sustentacular at saka gustatory cells. So yung lighter ang color, sila ang mga sustentacular cells. Ito. This is the whole taste bud. So these are the sustentacular cells, while the dense type of cells, sila yung mga gustatory type or gustatory cells na nasa loob ng isang taste bud. This is the whole taste bud. You've got sustentacular cells and gustatory cells. Okay? So that is the tongue. Okay? Moving on now to the palate. Ang meron lamang tayong tissue ay yung hard palate. Hard palate pa ng cattle. Okay. Now, cattle, hard palate ng cattle. Anong kinakain ng cattle? Damo. Diba? So, yung palate, yun yung nasa ibabaw. Actually, it is a continuation of their dental pads. So, kung nakita nyo yung dental pads as a section of a stratified squamous epithelium, so ganun din ay itsura ng hard palate. So, this is a hard palate of the cattle. Okay? So, it is lined by a stratified squamous epithelium. Kung mapapansin nyo, makapal ang kanyang stratum corneum. Okay? Perhaps in other animals such as carnivores, medyo mas manipis yung stratum corneum nila. Okay? Mas manipis yung stratum corneum na makikita dito sa hard palate. But in ruminants, dahil ang kinakain nila ay, again, grasses, highly fibrous material that could cause wear and tear. So, makapal ang kanyang stratum corneum. It is cornified. Okay? Keratinized, sorry. Not cornified, keratinized. So this is the stratified squamous epithelium. So, mukha siyang epidermis, di ba? May nakikita tayo mga pegs, epidermal pegs, and papilla na nagsisilbi sa dermis. Now, para siyang ganun, di ba? Here, ano pang structures na makikita natin? May nakikita tayong loose connective tissue. We've got a lot of blood vessels. Meron nga nakita ditong malaking elastic na blood vessel. Nasaan yun? Diba? Again, blood vessels. These are veins. Nasaan yung artery kung nakita? May mga arterioles tayo nakikita. Here. Eto, yung section kasi niya, parang pinagpatong-patong yung cuts ng dent ng hard palate. Kaya this one, anong type ng tissue yan? Punta tayo sa mas mataas na magnification. Anong type ng tissue yan? So that is already a cartilage. Diba? May nakikita tayong mga chondrocytes na nasa loob ng lacuna. Then that is the amorphous ground substance ng cartilage. Okay? So, na-scrape off na yan from the palatine bone na nasa ilalim pa niya. So, as you can see here, this is already a cut surface of the tissue. So, naipatong na lamang siya sa sunod na dental pads. Pero, layer ng hard palate. Pero kung titingnan natin siya, so again, that is the hard palate. This is the oral surface. Yan yung buccal cavity, yung space na yan. Ito yung nakadikit sa bone. Now, may makikita pa tayong mga glands na nasa bulk ng tissue ng hard palate. Okay? But majority, makikita natin is this one, the stratified squamous epithelium. Sadly, wala tayong section ng ng soft palate. Sa soft palate kasi pwede natin siyang imagine as lip, dalawang surface siya. Yung nasa oral cavity, it is lined by stratified squamous epithelium, while yung nasa nasal cavity, it is lined by pseudostratified columnar epithelium or simple columnar epithelium. Okay? Now, let's move on to the esophagus. This section is the upper part of the esophagus. Malapit pa siya sa pharynx. Hanapin lang natin ang luminal side niya. Now, this is the luminal side. Ito yung lumen. Okay? Now, as you can see, this is still a stratified squamous epithelium. Of course, non-keratinized. Kitang-kita pa, malalaki pa ang nucleus na nasa stratified squamous layer. Okay? Now, deeper, makikita natin yung loose connective tissue and some bundles na ng muscle. Observe nyo yung bundles ng muscle, maliliit. Pero still, it is already a muscle bundle. So, capable na siya ng contraction. As we progress caudally, makikita natin na mas kumakapal na yung muscle bundles. Okay? Now, tingnan natin yung nasa gitnang bahagi ng esophagus. Okay? Yung tubular region na mismo. Okay, now this is the esophagus na nasa middle ng organ. Okay. Yan na yung pinakamababa kong magnification. Sorry. So, hindi magkasya. So, it is a tubular organ. Magsimula tayo sa tunic or layer na nasa labas. So, this is the tunica adventitia. Okay? Manipis, made up of collagen fibers, loose DWFCT. Okay? Next layer, of course, is a layer of muscle, the tunica muscularis. And as you can see, what type of tissue? It is striated. Okay, tingnan nga natin. Striated ba nga ba talaga? Hindi siya smooth. Oopsie. Ang hirap i-focus. Okay? Pero, paano ko masasabi kung hindi natin ma-appreciate ang striation? Here. Yung medyo nakikita natin ang striations dito. Diba? May light and dark bands. Yun na lamang mga nucleus. Diba? Nasa periphery siya ng muscle fibers. Wala siya doon mismo sa loob. So, that is a striated or skeletal muscle. Okay? So that is the tunica muscularis from here to here. Next layer, of course, is the tunica submucosa. Okay? The tunica submucosa of the esophagus is thin compared to other tubular organ. Ito lamang hanggang dito. So you can see there is another layer of muscle. So that is the lamina muscularis of the tunica mucosa. Okay, from here to here, that is tunica mucosa. From here to here, that is tunica submucosa. So this is still tunica submucosa. And meron siyang boundary ng muscle layer ng tunica mucosa itself. So tunica mucosa, you've got the lamina mucosa, the lamina propria, and of course, the lining epithelium. Okay? The lining epithelium, of course, of the tunica mucosa is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. Okay? So that is, this one is a fold of the esophagus. Okay? Ito yung lumen. Ito yung kanyang epithelial lining, which is made up of stratified squamous epithelium, the lamina propria, and the lamina muscularis. Inside, here is the tunica submucosa na yan. Okay? Okay? Malinaw. So that is the esophagus. Moving on now to the stomach. Stomach function ng stomach is, of course, temporary storage ng food. Pwede din siya for digestion. Pagsimula tayo sa cardiac portion ng stomach. Now, ang label actually nitong slide is esophageal and cardiac junction. Pero wala na akong makitang esophageal part. Paano ba natin masasabi ano ba ang lining epithelium ng esophagus? It is stratified squamous epithelium. Pero tingnan natin yung buong extent ng lining epithelium ng section na to. Anong type na ng tissue? Anong type? Okay. Tingnan natin ng mas malalim. Mas mataas ang magnification. It is already columnar epithelium. So most likely, yan ang layer na or area na ng cardiac stomach or stomach na siya, hindi na siya esophagus. Kung esophagus, makikita natin siya as stratified squamous epithelium. Now, in the sections of Bacha, dun sa libro ni Bacha, meron talaga dong sections ng in between the esophagus at saka stomach. Tingnan nyo na lamang talaga yung difference. Makikita nyo na yung nasa left side, stratified squamous epithelium, yung nasa right side is already a columnar epithelium. So this is made up of the cardiac gland region. A typical structure, a typical epithelia or mucosa ng stomach ay marami tayong makikitang pits, gastric pits. Okay? In the cardiac region, masasabi natin na cardiac region siya, mabababaw pa yung kanyang pits. They have a short body and a wide lumen characterized by this pits, gastric pits. Kapag nakakita kayo ng ganyang lining epithelium ng stomach, cardia pa lamang yan. Okay? Cardiac gland region ang ating makikita. In other animals, maliit na areas lamang yun. But in pigs, halos kalahati ng kanyang stomach is made up of cardiac region. I think there is a greater discussion sa gross anatomy about this. Okay? Pero kung titingnan nyo sa grossly, lalo na yung sa baboy, halos hindi nyo siya ma-differentiate. Okay? Now, punta tayo sa fundic gland region. Here is the fundic gland region. In the fundic gland region, it is characterized by long, yan o, mukha pa siyang cardiac. glands. Pero kapag nag-progress yung tissue, lumalalim na yung kanyang gastric pits. Meron ako ditong section na mahaba talaga yung pits. This one. Malalim yung kanyang gastric pits. Okay, yung for example, here in this section, this is the fundic region of the stomach. So this is the gastric pit. Ang haba, no? It has an isthmus, yung opening, then a very long neck, and the glandular portion, the fundus of the gland. Okay? So, sa stomach, dyan, I believe na-discuss na din to sa nutrition at saka sa physiology. Dyan nasisekrete ang mga digestive enzymes such as pepsinogen at saka hydrochloric acid. Yung pepsinogen ay sinisekrete ng chief cells while the hydrochloric acid is being secreted by parietal cells. Now, we can actually see these cells. Okay? So, majority ng tissue, ng cells na makikita natin sa region na to is chief cells. Yung blue ones, yung basophilic with basophilic secretory granules, those are chief cells. Yung acidophilic ang kanyang, eosinophilic ang kanyang cytoplasm, that is parietal cells. Okay? So, tingnan natin ng mas mataas na magnification. Alright. Bumabalik. Wait lang, hawakan ko yung fine adjustment knob. Yan. Sobra. Ang nakakagigil na aking fine adjustment knob. Well, anyway, this is a parietal cell and these are chief cells. Okay? So, nadoon siya sa neck at siya sa fundus ng fundic glands. Tingnan natin dito sa baba. Sa fundus ng fundic gastric pits. Eto, dito na tayo sa baba. We can still see the chief cells and parietal cells. Okay? So, ano pa makikita natin sa fundic region? May nakita ko dito. So, you can see, ano kaya ito? That is a gout. Gut-associated lymphatic tissue. Diba? Siya ay isang lymphatic nodule. So, maliit pa lamang siya. Wala pa tayo nakikita ang germinal center. Punta pa tayo sa baba. There is a very thin lamina mucosae, lamina muscularis. Okay? Manipis lamang na lamina muscularis. Then, this one is already the submucosa. This is, of course, the tunica muscularis. So, you can see this is an inner circular arrangement ng smooth muscles, and this one is a longitudinal arrangement ng smooth muscles. Hindi ka naniniwala ng smooth muscles. Baka hindi kayo maniwala. So, tingnan natin ang kanyang spindle shape section, di ba? Elongated nucleus na nasa gitna ng cells. Okay? So those are smooth muscles. Staggered lamang yung arrangement. Ito naman yung arrangement ng longitudinal layer. So you can see, nasa gitna ang nucleus. So that is a whole section ng cell, smooth muscle cell. Okay? And finally, the pyloric region ng stomach. This is the last portion of the stomach. Still, kung magsisimula tayo sa labas, meron manipis na adventitia. You've got the inner, outer longitudinal layer, the inner circular layer, papunta tayo sa lumen. You've got the submucosa, the laminae muscularis, the lamina propria, and the gastric pits. Tingnan nyo naman yung gastric pits nito. Mahaba din ang kanyang gastric pits. Now, kung makikita natin ang ganitong illustration or structure sa section, ibig sabihin nakatagilid yung section ng stomach, kaya nung nakat siya, hindi tuwid yung kanyang gastric pits. Pwede nating mapansin dito, may nakikita tayong branching na ng gastric pits. Okay? More or less, the gastric pits is branched. Meron tayong makikitang coiled ang structure. And yung type ng cells na nasa gastric pits ay hindi na mga chief at saka parietal cells. Tingnan natin yung kanyang lining epithelium. Ano yan? Napapansin nyo? May mga spaces. Ano kaya yan? So these are goblet cells and cells capable of secreting mucus. Mucosal type ng cells na ang makikita natin sa lining epithelium or sa gastric glands na nasa pyloric portion ng stomach. Okay? So those are the parts ng stomach according to its lining epithelium, according to its gastric pit. So hanggang dito na lamang muna ang organs of the digestive system. See ya!